The Psychology of Money. Chapter 6, Tails. You win. In life, and especially in finance, a few rare events account for the majority of outcomes. These are known as tail events. Morgan Housel explains that extreme outliers, while uncommon, have disproportionate power. In a portfolio, a handful of stocks might generate the vast majority of gains. In business, just one hit product might make up for dozens of failures. Take Warren Buffett. He's made thousands of investment decisions, but the overwhelming bulk of his wealth came from just a few of them, like Coca-Cola and Apple. That's not a fluke, it's the nature of compounding and long-term success. The key insight is this: you don't need to be right all the time. You just need to be in the game long enough for your tail events to appear, and be positioned well when they do. This principle applies beyond investing. A few great career opportunities, a single meaningful relationship, or a moment of courage at the right time can shape your entire future. But you'll only benefit from tail events if you have the patience and humility to stick around through the boring or painful parts. That means accepting failures, staying resilient, and not quitting when things feel average or slow. Tail events are rare, but transformative. Your job is to be there when they happen. Chapter 7, Freedom. When people say they want to be rich, what they often mean is, they want control over their lives. Housel says the highest form of wealth is the ability to wake up and do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, for as long as you want. That's freedom. And that's the ultimate goal of money. Freedom means not needing permission. Not being stuck in a job you hate. Not being forced into decisions out of desperation. It's the space to say no, and the flexibility to say yes to things that matter. And here's the paradox: freedom doesn't require millions. It often just requires living below your means, avoiding lifestyle inflation, and valuing time more than image. Plenty of high earners have no freedom. They're locked into high-stress lifestyles that require constant performance just to stay afloat. Meanwhile, someone earning modestly, but saving consistently and living wisely, may enjoy far more control. Housel emphasizes that money's greatest return is time, not stuff. Control over your time leads to less stress, better health, more satisfying relationships, and deeper fulfillment. True wealth is waking up and saying, I own this day. Chapter 8, Man in the Car Paradox. Why do we buy luxury cars, designer clothes, and fancy tech? Often, it's not for the experience itself, but to be seen as successful. But here's where the illusion falls apart. When someone sees you in a beautiful car, they don't think, that person is impressive. They think, if I had that car, I'd feel impressive. That's the man in the car paradox. We hope others will admire us for our possessions, but they're too busy imagining themselves with those things to truly appreciate us. The desire to signal wealth often leads to spending that undermines actual wealth. Worse, it doesn't even achieve the social recognition we crave. Housel encourages us to step off the treadmill of impression management. Instead of trying to look successful, focus on being valuable to your family, your community, your future self. The most admirable people usually don't need to flaunt their status. Their impact, kindness, or character speak louder than what they wear or drive. So next time you feel tempted to buy something flashy, ask, am I doing this for me, or for how I hope others will see me? Real confidence doesn't need applause. Chapter 9, Wealth is what you don't see. This chapter flips a major assumption. When we see someone spending a lot of money, we assume they're rich. But the truth is, spending is not evidence of wealth. It's evidence that money is gone. Wealth, Housel reminds us, is hidden. It's the cash not spent, the debt not taken on, the choices made to delay gratification. It's the money in the account, the equity in the home, the investments quietly growing. That's what makes real wealth invisible. You can't see someone's savings rate, their retirement portfolio, or their emergency fund. But those are the very things that build financial freedom. It's easy to be seduced by outward appearances. A big house, luxury vacations, designer gear, they can all be financed with debt or drained savings. But they don't reflect true security. The people who build lasting wealth often look ordinary. They don't need to prove anything with their purchases. They value options over optics. This idea is simple but transformative. Wealth is not what you see, it's what you choose not to show. Chapter 10. Save Money. We love to talk about investing strategy, market timing, and how to pick winning stocks. But according to Housel, the most underrated financial tool is also the simplest: saving money. Why? Because saving is the only part of personal finance entirely within your control. You can't control the stock market. You can't control inflation or interest rates. You may not even control how much you earn. But you can always control how much you spend and how much you save. Saving gives you flexibility. It creates a margin of safety that protects you from life's inevitable surprises, layoffs, accidents, emergencies. But more than that, saving gives you freedom of choice. It lets you walk away from a bad job, take a creative risk, or support someone you love. And here's the kicker: you don't need a reason to save. You don't need a specific goal. Save because the future is uncertain. Save because optionality is priceless. Save because freedom is built slowly, not bought suddenly. A high income with low savings is fragile. A modest income with strong savings is powerful. Housel puts it simply: wealth is the ability to survive a range of outcomes. And saving is the foundation of that ability. Let's recap what we've learned in chapters 6 to 10 of The Psychology of Money. Chapter 6: Success is shaped by a few rare, powerful events. Be ready for your tailwinds. Chapter 7: The most valuable thing money buys is freedom over your time. Chapter 8: People don't admire your possessions, they imagine having them. Stop spending to impress. Chapter 9: True wealth is hidden. It's the money you don't spend, the life you build in silence. Chapter 10: Saving is your greatest financial strength. It's not flashy, but it's life-changing. If this video gave you something to think about, go ahead and click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. What lesson from these chapters hit you the hardest? And don't stop now, there's more insight ahead. In our next video, we'll cover chapters 11 through 15 of The Psychology of Money, where we'll dig into topics like luck and risk, long-term thinking, and how to keep your cool when everyone around you is losing theirs. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.